So greetings everyone and welcome to Pillai Center and Astroved's Power Time Practice, and wishing you a very warm welcome. Those of you who are joining for the first time, and also those of you who have been joining from week to week, month to month, and year to year. We're here to find out about what's going on at Pillai Center and Astroved, and also through the teachings of Dr. Pillai, wherever he is in the world, he's connecting with us during this time slot. So if you're new to the program, then you're going to feel something a little bit different than you would in a regular online program. You're going to feel an empowerment coming through. Maybe not right now, however, during the meditation for sure. So how the call goes is that we have a little bit of a discussion, an introduction to the week ahead. We're going to look at the power times, or the power that is behind the time as the clocks ticks the hours and days and then the week goes by. So we want to take a look at what we are doing, not only from inside of us, but also from a celestial perspective. So what is going on in the cosmos? How is that impacting us? Well, just like the sun rises and sets, it allows for us to see things when there is sunlight, and then we can do things much more easily than we would at night. We need a lot of extra light. So the sun will help things to grow. The sun gives intelligence. The moon represents that which controls the tides. So as the tides come in and out, then there's a rhythm in nature that we also get impacted by, in that we feel moody when the tide is high or the tide is low, right? So and so on. All the planets have characteristics, and then they impact us beings on the earth plane, because they are not only celestial objects in the sky, these balls in the sky that are rotating around as we go around the sun. They are the conscious beings, and their consciousness is being transmitted to us, and we are picking up those frequencies. And then with that transmission comes a way of being. So they are beings in their consciousness on whatever planet they're from, and then that consciousness is getting impacted in us as well. So as we all know, or maybe we're new to the program, new to the spiritual path, in that everything started with light and sound. So light is consciousness, sound is a vibration that rides the wave of light. So as it was when God said the word, then everything got created. So we are going back to that, back to the future, so to speak, so that we can understand how to live God consciousness. And so where is that? Is it outside of us? Is it inside of us? Is it a mixture of both? Is it in everybody? Is it in only those who are highly evolved and saint-like? No, it's in everybody. God made all of us in his or her own image. And that image comes from imagination. So whatever God thought about, he imagined it to be, and he had a lot of power and energy. And he did things at the right time. So he created the whole 7 days, and then everything else jumped in there, including us. So we are in a vortex of time right now, and it is Saturday, June 23rd, and it's 2018. It could be the 24th, depending on where you are in the world. And if I haven't said it already, my name is Sucharita. I'm one of the Pillai Center teachers and very long time student of Dr. Pillai's, and I'm happy to be sharing this program with everyone to guide people along, to be able to navigate his teachings, hopefully in a more easy or simple manner, such that you're just tapping into the teachings. You're tapping into the energy of the teachings, and then that will help you to decide what it is that you want to do next. And so what we do here in Power Time Practice is we're going to have a little demo today, because we have today being a 12th, or it's actually an 11th moon. It's called Ekadashi, and in Sanskrit, and then it will go until about 6:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. How do I know all that? Well, you can get an AstroVed calendar, and you can order it through Pillai Center, or you can order it through AstroVed. And this is what it looks like. We show it every week. So as Dr. Pillai says, astrology can give you guidelines on a daily basis. I just want more and more people to use this practical knowledge. So we are taking this knowledge of all these funny looking signs, and this is a square that represents your birth chart. So when an astrologer takes a look into your life, into your birth chart, then you will have, he will take a look, or she will take a look into your soul. How? Well, this is your blueprint. Your birth chart is your blueprint. So it's really important that we all understand what we are doing when we come on the spiritual path, and how we are evolving according to the level of the soul. We already know how we evolve when it comes to this earth plane, because we determine it by, you know, the family we're from, maybe our education, maybe our job, and that is one way to identify who we are. It certainly doesn't define us though, right? So we could be a mom, we could be a dad, we could be a brother, we could be a sister, we could be an aunt and uncle, you know, that's just the family thing going on. Grandparents, we could be children of parents. So we have many hats that we wear. We have many characteristics or qualities or identifiers. And so the planets help us to understand how to navigate this identity, so we don't have an identity crisis. So the 11th moon, the 12th moon, the 13th moon, the 14th moon are very powerful moons to find out what our soul wants to do, so we can wash away the covering of it. So this unit you call yourself covers up the soul. So we're pretty powerful as human beings if you think about it, because that soul is that which is like the sun. It is brilliant, and it has that intensity, that energy that can purify all of us, right? It can help us to connect with God. And so where is God again? It's inside, it's outside, it's in the cosmos, it's in the universe, it's in all the planets, it's in everything here on the earth plane and everyone. God doesn't choose who to like or not like, because it's inside. So that God consciousness inside is that which is going to help us to navigate our soul's purpose. Because everybody always says, I don't know what my soulmate, or who my soulmate is, or if this is my soulmate, or if this is my soul's purpose, and so on. And it might be, it might not be. So what does that mean? Well, the soul is that which is something that goes along lifetime after lifetime, and it jumps into a body, and then this body covers it up. So in that lifetime, you'll have a certain experience, and the soul will pump in this energy, this intelligence that says, okay, think this now, do this now, you know, and then you will have your experiences. And as you go along, as you learn from life about all the virtues that you need to establish at the level of the soul, all the karma, all the things that you have mistakenly done is following you from lifetime after lifetime. You're just changing the covering, so to speak, the body. And then you continue to evolve until you feel that total connection to the divine all the time, not just haphazardly. So every day you wake up, and what do? Most of us, we complain. Really, or we worry, or we're so afraid, or we're angry, or we're upset at something, we're frustrated, we're dull, we're bored, we're all of the above and everything in there, and maybe a little bit of some and a lot of other things. Maybe we're full of joy. We get off the bed and all of a sudden we trip and we we hit our toe, and we go, and we scream, you know, and we don't even know why that was such a big deal, because it's just a toe, you know. It's not like there's blood and everything going on. But it's something that says, listen, you're not paying attention to every step you make. So being on the spiritual path, we want to pay attention. Otherwise, if we don't care, because care and attention go along. If you don't care, you're not paying attention to it. You don't, it's like, I don't care. And you just turn away and you do something else. So the attentional energy is what we need to help us to navigate what it is what's going on at the level of the soul, and then also what's going to happen in our everyday life. We want to be very careful. We want to be full of care, not cautious in the sense that you're going to be fearful or paranoid. It's just like every day you get off the bed, start with accessing the divine energy within you. And so this weekend and throughout the week ahead, we get to tap into the energy that will clear karma. So clear out, give us a fresh, clean slate, help us to protect our manifestations. And then also there's a 14th moon coming up, and that 14th moon is all about honoring Ganesha. Ganesha is an elephant-headed being. He has a pot belly and he rides a mouse. Wow. Okay. Let me just think about that for a minute. Don't. Just go with it. Go with the image. It's a funny image, and that's what it wants you to do. It wants you to have that consciousness or that thinking that it's so hilarious that you are feeling stuck. Because, yes, have compassion. I'm being sincere. And understanding of your situation. We all have problems. There's not anyone on the earth plane who doesn't have problems. There's not anyone. Zero, zippo. Someone has problems. If it's not with their own life, if they think my life is great, look around you. There's so many problems. So what we do in a lifetime is we overcome all those problems. We break through those obstacles. We challenge ourselves to take it to the next level. So do we want to struggle like that for the rest of our lives? We don't have the time or the energy to do what we did when we were younger. Or even if we're young right now, some of our viewers are, do you have the time and energy? Do you want to fight the battle? So probably not, because you're here. So we have this elephant-headed being. He has a pot belly and he rides a mouse, and he's golden in color. And he, in this particular image, he's just little, and I like him because I can hold him in my hand. So this image will help to remove the obstacles at the level of the soul so that it can shine brighter. It's kind of like the sun is hidden behind the clouds. That's what the soul is. The soul is hidden behind the mind. It blocks it, it doubts it, it tries to rationalize the soul. How can you cut up a soul? How can you make it rational, put it into parts, or only understand it logically? You can't. Apparently no one else could either. And they still can't, because it's a very holistic experience when you tap into the energy of the soul. It's just there, it's eternal, it's everything, it's in everyone, it's connected to all things. So good luck with that. It's like going out into the ocean. Can you find a drop of water and just isolate it? Perhaps. I don't know. Why would you want to do that? Anyways, so the soul is like the sun behind the clouds. So we have to get those clouds out of the way. So the clouds that we will use for an analogy or metaphor is that which represents us. The cloud is us. We are clouding our vision of the soul. So Ganesha is the elephant-headed being. His energy is at the Muladhara chakra. It's at the base of the spine. So right now, this is why we call this Power Time practice, because we put into practice what we are learning here at Pillai Center or through the services and programs at Astrology. So we want to practice taking the steps to feel what it is when we connect with these archetypes. An archetype, again, is just something, it's an image that came to every being over time and across the cultures had these archetypal energies that come in. Just like the superheroes that are out in the movies these days, It's in someone's imagination. Gosh, we really need a hero. We need somebody to come and help the earth plane. And maybe they did exist in some culture, in some era, and maybe they still are. And that's what it is with these divine beings that are from the Indian tradition. And these divine beings will help us to understand God inside of us. So you can go to Superman and ask him, hey, do you know about the Muladhara chakra? Do you know about the third eye? He might say, no, that's above my pay grade. I don't know about that. I'm just going to go and beat up some guys and save Gotham or whatever. No, that's Batman. Anyways, he's going to go save the world. So that's what we want to do, is we want to save ourselves. No one is going to save us. Only our imagination will save us. And we'll have a momentarily feel-good moment when we watch those hero shows, and then we think, oh, wouldn't it be cool if Batman or Superman showed up? And then what would you ask them to do? Well, you probably just go ask them to go, take care of all the wars and stuff. But it's gotten out of control. So what we can do as human beings on this earth plane at this point in time, and in fact in any era, is to go inside and find that peace. If every single human being, I think there's about 7 billion plus of us on the earth plane now, if each and every one of us would meditate, and meditate is get into a stream of consciousness, get into your divine or highest self. If you could do that for a few minutes a day, that's what the studies have shown. I think it's only like 10 or 15 minutes a day that you can just go into a contemplative mode. You're just sitting there, you're not thinking anything. You're just like a kid when they're just staring out into space. And what do kids do when they stare out into space? They're imagining what they want to do next, because they don't know what they want to do. They ask their parents, I don't know what to do, I'm bored. And the parents go entertain yourself, So that's what we're doing. God is saying, hey, go entertain yourself. Go find out what you want to manifest. Go find out what you want to do. So we are so blessed to be in a human body and have this unit that we can activate. So we have these psycho-spiritual centers that are called chakras in Sanskrit, or chakras. Or any version of that. It's like tomato, don't get too caught up in it, right? So the chakra is a spinning psycho-spiritual energy. So psychological. So what we are thinking, feeling about our situation. And then the spirit is moving through us. So the psycho-spiritual evolution is right inside of us. So our soul is saying, hey, turn me on. Do you know how to do that? So Ganesha is the elephant-headed being, and he will turn us on at the root chakra. So where is that? It's in the pelvic region, at the tailbone. So go inside your pelvis, go into the tailbone. And then the energy of Ganesha, once you pinpoint it or put your attention or you care about it, then you will experience a flood, perhaps, of reddish orangish light. Even if your eyes are open, you'll just be thinking reddish orange. Why am I thinking that? No, that's because he's awakened inside of you. And he's going to do his work, which is to pour down your legs, get you unstuck. You can go on and on and on in your mind, and you'll just go round and round in circles from birth to death until you've just exhausted it, right? So you want to just, okay, the mind is there, it's a unit, and as Dr. Pillai shares, and most masters do, they say it's a sick unit, and it is pretty sick. It just wants to focus on complaining. Why isn't this happening? I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and so on. We all know the story. So Ganesha's energy is reddish orangish light, and he's going to get you unstuck. He's going to energize your lower chakras to start with. And then he is going to, once that energy, it's like it's pushing up, it's going to pop open the root chakra, or the mula. Mula means root, and then the dara is the chakra. So Muladhara chakra. So it is that which will burst through. It will kind of like your soul will like, whoa, hi. It's like a ping, a text message to your soul. Wake up. So you will feel something. And if you don't feel something, keep working with Ganesha until you do. That is what will indicate it's time to get unstuck, and it will push you forward. It will make you to do things to get going in your life. So then the next chakra is the Svadhisthana, the sixth center, then the navel chakra, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. So there's like 6 chakras in the system. Those are major ones, 6, 7 of them. But there's so many more, because we're a psycho-spiritual being. So it makes sense that we would have all these whirls of energy spinning around internally and also externally. So we're just going to look for the landing strip, right? So the landing strip is are these psycho-spiritual centers, these chakras that are aligned on your spine in your subtle body. So we have this physical body, and then if you just gaze maybe at yourself or in a mirror, and you just like let your eyes go about halfway, open the eyelids, and they're just relaxed on the eyes. And then you're just going to gaze straight ahead at yourself in your own third eye in the mirror. And then you're going to start to experience this light around you. So you'll start to see, maybe it will be like an inch around you, or maybe your face, your whatever body parts you can see in the mirror will start to light up. That's because you're tapping into your soul. You're saying, hi, and not just looking in the mirror and going, oh God, am I so tired? You're going beyond all that. And then you're going to merge with the energy of your soul, and then you'll feel this aura around you. So that's the aura is all made up of your psycho-spiritual self. And then there's other subtler bodies. So this is the gross body, the physical body. It's solidified. So we want to get into that melted state of the soul. The soul can melt this away. And so it will create that opening for the soul to shine through. So you can experience that, and then as you're connecting with Ganesha on the 14th moon, you will feel this explosive energy in your legs and in your pelvis, and it will want you to like, it's almost like you have fire under your butt and you want to just get going, right? So, and we need that, because we'll just be robotic in life. We will just, or we will run here and there. And Ganesha is the god of success. He's the archetype that omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent, which is God, according to Patanjali and all the rest of the masters who have gone to the other side, and then they've come back and said, hey, omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence is God, okay? Experience it. So you will feel that eventually. Or you could, maybe this is your moment. You've saved it up from tons of lifetimes before this, and now you're going to experience it finally. Yay! Good for you. So this Ganesha energy will start to come up and light up all the chakras, and then he will also be here in the middle of your brain, around this place called the thalamic region. So it's the thalamus is the thalamic region in the subtle body that corresponds with this physical form, and it's right about here, only in the middle of your brain. So don't worry about it. You don't have to be an anatomist or you don't have to know about any neuroanatomy or any anatomy at all. You can just landmark, so everybody knows where your spine is, and then you can put your hands on all the chakras, the areas that we talked about. So the base of the spine, and then the navel, and then the heart, and then the throat, and then the third eye, and then the crown chakra. So you know those landmarks. So you have the landing pad for the God to come in, and also for the God to wake up inside of you, this Om consciousness. So when we are in Om, what do we feel? We feel totally blissed out. Yeah, the thoughts are there, they're going to come and go, but they will get less and less and less. So if everyone meditated for 15 minutes, just saying Om, or welcome to Pillai Center, where there's about 1,000 mantras that you can choose from, because we're all ADHD. We just can't, shiny thing. We want never to be bored. We want to always be entertained. So the God is just coming and letting us to be entertained. But on a serious note, I could never really be serious because I'm always blissed out. But on a serious note, we can thank God. Thank Dr. Pillai for introducing us to God. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Well, to know God, you have to have a great master. You have to have a great spiritual being. Guru Purnima is coming up, by the way. We'll talk about that during our discussion. So it has associated with the full moon. The full moon comes after the 14th moon with Ganesha. So the full moon is going to be here this week, and it is a time for us to receive blessings or energy that's from within. So the soul is going to be just pushing this energy up and saying, hey, what do you want to manifest? You've been working on it all these couple of weeks since we've been on the waxing cycle. We've gone from the new moon, which you can't see the moon, to the full moon. So new, can't see it, but it grows every day for about 15 days, and then pop up in the sky, there it is, new or full moon. So the full moon makes us to feel fulfilled. We're full of the divine, and then we're also full of some manifestation. We have been satisfied. If that's not happening, then welcome to Power Time Practice. You'll learn how to do things according to the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets. Do you have to be an astrologer? Nope, not at all. You can just go along and experience it for your own self through the teachings that are shared. So, and then if you want to dive into astrology, you can join the courses if you haven't already through Pillai Center Academy, and that will help you to navigate the planets in a whole new way. And then when you get used to the planets, you can plan your week ahead. You can plan your day, because you know that every hour there's a planet that's ruling that hour. Every day is ruled by a planet, and so on. And as the sun goes along, right now the sun just popped into Gemini. So the sun is in the natural third house of the zodiac. I don't know where it is in your chart. Hey, why don't you go get an astrology consultation and find out? And then you can know how to navigate, because the sun is your soul. And it's a bit different. Actually, it's a lot different from Western astrology. And that, so what if we know what our soul wants? Do you know how to speak to your soul? Most people don't. So you want to understand how to navigate according to your moon, because the moon represents your desires, your emotions. When someone is so emotional, you go, they're moody. They're like the moon. They wax and they wane. They're up and down. So, and that changes every day. So the sun, as it's, or the moon as it's going around the sun, it zips around. It's like every day, it's a new moon. It's a new level of experiencing your soul's intelligence through the filter of the moon. And the moon filters the sun's energy. So the moon represents our mind, our mother, how we nurture ourselves, all the comforts. We're always seeking to be more comfortable every day. We don't want to be anxious, except we are. We're fearful, we're angry, we're upset. And you can say, oh no, I'm totally blissed out. And then you can just go and challenge yourself and see how blissed out you are. And it will be appropriate, because you're human. We're humans evolving to becoming more and more divine. So it's a little bit of a dance every day. So why is it last night or yesterday or just even an hour ago you felt better, and now you're feeling like, oh my God, Who am I? What am I doing? Where am I going? Right? What happened to that wonderful feeling? So that's what we want to do, is get into that bliss of the soul that says, hey, don't worry, be happy. And really, it's not just a Bob Marley song. You know, it is, don't worry, be happy. You have connected with your highest self. That is more intelligent. That's way, it knows how to go with nature. You know, if you watch nature, not that you have to watch it, but if you observe, you know, a bird and the seasons that go by, how does that bird stay alive? Well, it just goes with nature, and nature just says when it's going to, you know, be born and go through a harsh winter maybe or not. It just does stuff. How does the grass grow? How does everything in nature, what happens in nature is on a divine time. We can think, oh, we're going to predict the weather. How many of us can do that? Not even the weather guys or girls, right? So it's a divine intervention, and it's all a divine plan or play. So why should we worry? If you are worried, it's because you're out of control. It's true. I mean, we don't want to hear that. No, somebody else made us worry. No. You can't control someone else's soul. You can support the person, not by giving money and all the rest, although if you can, if it's overflowing for you and you can do that, that's fine. But then it comes to a certain extent where you have to say, listen, you got to make it on your own. You got to try to do this because you will feel success. So getting back to Ganesha, you want to feel success. So if you don't tap into that energy of the lower chakra, and you might have a home, a car, a relationship, you might go on trips, you might have all these great experiences, you have lots of money to keep you going, but you will feel dead inside if you don't connect with God consciousness on a regular basis. So it's easy to tap into the energy of Ganesha. He's going to pump up all this divinity, and where is it going to go? Right to this point here. Then as you're sitting in the thalamic region, the thalamus is that which kind of relays messages. It goes back and forth. It says, you know, hey, different parts of the brain, you got to wake up and get this information that's coming and be able to help this person to navigate, pump in some ideas that will help them to feel success. So we want to feel success. We want to know success. So Ganesha is the go-to for that. So those are the moons. So we've got the full moon going backwards to the 14th moon. So the full moon, people ask, what's the full moon? It's the 15th moon. Just like the new moon is the 15th moon on the waning cycle. So the 15th moon on the waxing cycle is for the goddess Shrimbhazi. We want to manifest something. We want to feel joy and abundance on that day because we were working at it. And even before then, we're getting excited. And the full moon will mean our mind is illuminated. Our brain is firing on all cylinders. And we're just looking at our manifestation that we created with all this energy coming up. And then we popped it into our third eye. The third eye bursted open. Ganesha opens that portal. And then all this divine energy comes in, or intelligence comes in. And then it tells the rest of the body what to do. Be more God conscious. And then everything will work out. So working back from that, you got the full moon, 14th moon, then you have the 13th moon. 13th is all about karma busting. So we have the Shivalingam here, that this one is a Mercury one. I kind of like it. You can get it in crystal or lots of different other shapes and compositions. So this Mercury Shivalingam, it is going to help us with communication and then also intuition, and also give us healing energy. So I think in the calendar, if I am not wrong, we have something going on. Oh yeah, Mercury is going to be entering Cancer on the 25th. So, and that is the 13th moon. So when Mercury goes into Cancer, Cancer is the sign that is ruled by the moon, and the moon represents our mind, as we spoke about that, our emotions, our desires. So Mercury going in could make us to feel a little bit offset, because Rahu's sitting in there right now, transiting it for everyone in general. And so when Mercury moves into the moon sign, it wants things now. It just doesn't, it's like so light, it's airy, and it wants to communicate, and it wants to heal, and it wants to do all these things that Mercury does. So those are the kinds of things. So your communication could be quite lively, in the sense that you would be experiencing more in-depth communication with yourself first. So you're going to go inside and you're, wow, why am I always talking to myself? Because Mercury is there. So it's the chatty planet. It wants to communicate, wants to talk to you, wants to wake up your intelligence to the level of the soul. And then Rahu sitting there expands everything. So when a planet comes into where Rahu is sitting, then it will make it go a lot. It will make it go big. So big talk, and a lot of it. So quality, quantity, right? So we have to look at the quality of it and hope that we aren't too like joking around, and you might hurt people's feelings. So including your own. So just with Mercury, it's you can tap into your intuition. So that's a better use of when Mercury comes into this particular sign, then you can go more and more into your intuition. And what is your intuition? You're into it. You're into yourself. You're into God, right? You're not narcissistic. You're going inside. Intelligence is inside. So Mercury is intelligence. It's a communication. It wants to communicate with you inside of you. And then that will prevent you from saying things that maybe you might regret or might hurt someone or so on. So just heads up with that. It can be very emotional communication. So you could have breakthroughs with your relationships. You could bring more emotional intelligence to the relationship. You could bring more passion to the relationship, because it's through speaking, and not just through the words we say, but our body speaks. We have a body language. So, you might feel you're a little bit flirty. So be careful with that if you don't want to be flirty. So just know that this Mercury transit is going to help you to think more about money too, because it's in the sign of the mind. So your mind and your attention might be on how you can make more money. And why to do that? Because life is good if there's more money around, right? Most people, what do they worry about? Money. Their health is not good because they were so worried about money somewhere along the way, whether it was when they were a kid or whether it was throughout their adult life. If you really are honest, and that's why the beauty of studying with Dr. Pillai, he balances all that out. We must have a 200% life. We must have the money to pay our bills and all our expenses, and then more some, so we can travel, so that we can do the things, not on the credit card, not in loans. If you have to do that, then you're going to learn from that, right? You're going to learn, okay, I got a break, so now I have to cut back expenses over here to pay off the credit card. So it's all about the money. So money is actually, it makes you to be really authentic, especially if you've lost a lot, or you've had a lot of debt and you've climbed out of it. You learn, right? You get a lot of wisdom around things, and you go, just because my shiny thing mind wants to go over here and do this and want that, somebody's got to pay for it, and that is you. So even if you disagree, that's fine. That's your prerogative. However, Dr. Pillai makes it very clear that we need money to be authentic. Just think about it. If you have the money that you need, how are you? You're well taken care of. Now, If you're miserable, well, that's another story. You got something else going on, maybe relationship, maybe health, maybe so on. But money can help you only to that certain extent to sort that out, right? So you got to go to God. You gotta have some divine intervention. Come on, throw me a bone. I got to get out of this mess. So you have to spend your money wisely, and you've come across Dr. Pillai's teaching, so you want to learn how to access your wisdom, that knowledge within. So the Mercury Shiva Lingam is a good one for this week. So we'll put it in a dish, and then so you can see it there. And then all you need to do is take a little bit of water, and then you just pour it. And then you can say Tirunilakantam, Tirunilakantam, Tirunilakantam. Tirunilakantam are the sounds for busting karma, for getting clarity. So even if you've had a day where you've messed up or a conversation, you just take your Shiva Lingam, and it can be a crystal one, it doesn't have to be Mercury, but you just know that if you've messed something up in your life, then it's because of what you've said to yourself or what you've thought. So your thoughts push out and they ping that person who you're just about to mess up with. So watch your thoughts, observe your thoughts, be careful about who you're thinking about, what you're saying to them in the ether. It's traveling faster than picking up the phone because you don't need to dial up the ether. You're dialed in, you're already there, you're immersed, you're connected to that person's soul. So it makes us to be very wise as we go along in life, because we don't want to mess up relationships. We don't want to mess up even our self-talk. We can have great relationships and they can say, oh no, you're really good at this, you're beautiful, don't say that you're not, you're really helpful, you do so much in the world, and you go, I don't feel like it. Yeah, okay, it's coming from you, so what am I going to believe? So, or whatever the thing is going on. So you're negating your own soul and the talk that you do say to the soul. So that culminates, and it just kind of mixes up inside of you, and you're wondering why you're so confused. So your first step is to call in these divine beings. So that's the 13th moon. Then the 12th and 11th moon is all about Vishnu's energy. And Vishnu is this being. He's donned with these are called Tulsi mala beads. So we can get these mala beads that you'll want to use every day. They're available, or you can purchase these ones. So Vishnu is that being who fulfills your wishes. And he's got some pretty cool weapons here where he can just slice and dice your negative thinking, your thought patterns. So you can experience, this is a discus here. It's called chakra, or Sudarshan is actually, it's a being, and it's come in the form of this discus. And it will just go and slice off the heads of the demonic thoughts. So excessive anger, frustration, confusion, depression, that's a demon. It just doesn't want to give you freedom. It wants to just grab onto your brain and just suck the life out of you. So it is a demon, or it's just nasty if you don't want to get into demons. So, but they exist. It says so in the Bible, it says so everywhere else. So, and I'm like most people here where I went, oh my God, I just want to meditate. I just want peace, love, and, you know, be calm. Yeah, there's another opposing force that says, no, you're not going to do it that easy. So this is the whole play of the earth plane, lifetime after lifetime. So this discus of Vishnu will help to slice off those negative forces, dark negative forces that you can't see, but they impact us every day. And so on the 11th and 12th moon, which it is today and tomorrow, you can get the blessings of his consort, the goddess Lakshmi. And where is she? Okay, she's not in a statue today. She's not nearby. But this is you can purchase this Shrimbrisi Yantra, which is Lakshmi, and you can purchase it on Pillai Center. And I would recommend that everyone do that. You can get a little one here. That's a little one, and you can put it in your wallet, or you can get the bigger one. So this is like a 2 by 2 maybe, and then this is a 3 by 3. So these yantras, yantra means a machine. You just turn it, it gets energized at Astrovid Remedy Center, and what you do is it comes to your home, and you'll feel it before you even open the package. You'll feel a tremendous amount of energy popping out because it's been energized in your name, in your honor. And then it is going to be your tool or machine that turns on the divine inside of you. So it will help to clear karma. That's the beauty of this yantra, and it also will help you to manifest. So, and then you can have it in your hand meditating, you can put it in your wallet or your purse, take it along with you. It fits nicely under your pillow when you want to have beautiful dreams of whatever it is that you want to manifest and have a restful sleep. So that is something that you can pray to as well, is the consciousness to be able to connect with the goddess Srimati Lakshmi, who is a consort of Lord Vishnu. So I think we backtracked it till today. So 11th moon Vishnu, 12th moon Vishnu, Lakshmi. Then the 13th moon is going to be Pradosham, or karma busting time with the Shivalingam. And then the 14th moon is all about coconut busting. I forgot to mention that. Or maybe I didn't forget. He just wants his own little thing going on here. So this is Ganesha. So Ganesha is this elephant-headed being. He has a pot belly and he rides a mouse, and he is also represented by a coconut. Now we're really confused. It's really messed up, right? This is so unfamiliar to me. So just play with me for a bit. If you look at the coconut, in the ancient cultures, they knew this. This is our noggin. You can think of this as your head full of stuff. And if you crack open a coconut, you'll see there's a hard shell, and then there's some nice meat, and it's so delicious. Not that you're going to eat your brain or anything like that, but this, for the purposes here, you're going to imagine this Ganesha coconut. He's got the 2 eyes just like us, and then he's got his 3rd eye. So we don't have to really think about anything. We can just imagine him as being this coconut. And then we can put it on our head and on body parts that are sore, and imagine all that negativity. If you're confused, if you're depressed, if you're angry, stick all that in the coconut and go smash it, and then send me an email. Tell me how you're doing, or come to one of these calls when we open it up for discussion and tell us about your experiences. We have had so many miracles of people who have said, I was not believing in this. And then finally, after years of coming to the practices with Dr. Pillai, the courses that I was taking, I finally got up the courage or the nerve or whatever it was to challenge my ego, to challenge my skepticism, and just go take that coconut and absorb it, absorb all the negativity, and say, all right, I've resisted you enough. You're all this negativity is going into the coconut. And they went and smashed it, and they felt shaky. It was as if another person jumped out of them, like an exorcism. You know, they just stuck all the negative thoughts of the past, of the present, and into the worries about the future, or confusion about the future, or a mixture of everything, past, present, future. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, all he said, she said, all that stuff got put into the coconut. And that person now continues to buy have a coconut a day. He buys them about 3 at a time, like I do. And then, because you want to keep them a bit fresh, right? So you can do a coconut a day until you break through all this psycho babble that's going on inside of your brain that says somebody else did it, or I'm a mess. You know, this unit that covers up the soul is so limited. It's really makes us crazy, literally. So a lot of people who have suffered from depression, and they have started smashing coconuts and cutting limes. You can cut a lemon or a lime. You can see some on my altar there. So you can do this on the 14th moon, and that will really connect you with Ganesha, and you will feel, and then this energy in you will come alive, and you'll start to feel it as you do your meditations, and you'll go faster into them. So those are the main days that we are the main power times this week, starting with today. Connecting with Lord Vishnu, he's going to fulfill our wishes, So where are our wishes? They're in our heart, not our head. Because if we wish from our head, guess what it does? It negates it. So forget about that. It puts a gate there, a no, big N-O. So it will do that anyways. Just fall into your heart with your consciousness. And then you'll be able to access his fun spirit. He's like the party god. As Dr. Pillai shares, he's the party god in heaven. He wants everyone on earth to maintain a beautiful lifestyle, have the comforts that you want, and maintain it, sustain it. That's why he's called the sustainer god. He just wants to have heaven on earth. He wants to sustain that intelligence for everyone. So the more we grab these archetypes, these images, I just showed you a few, there's a lot more. You know, and you can go into Pillai Center Academy and you can find out about Ganesha. There's Ganesha programs. Go get initiated into his teachings through Dr. Pillai. And there are self-study courses. There's some recordings of calls that have taken place with myself or some of the other teachers and with students during that time that the course rolled out. So you can hear an interaction. All your questions will get answered for sure. So you can go on to Pillai Center Academy, find out about Ganesha, find out about Vishnu, the different forms or aspects of Vishnu. Narasimha is there. And he's the lion-headed god, and he's just ferocious. He will rip out those demons in your belly. And then you will feel, I feel great. So, you know, and it gives you beauty and you feel protected. This is what it is. God, the Bible even says, so God sent us here, and he didn't send us by ourselves. He sent us a couple of angels, if not more. So we don't even know now the angels around us. We're not even aware of them. You have at least two. Where are they? Ask yourself that right now. Say, are you here? Like, can you talk to me? I want to feel you, right? So I know a couple of you are here. So you got to help me with whatever is going on in your life. So starting from within, that talk to your spiritual self, that's what we're going to do now in the meditation. So if you have your cell phone on, maybe you might want to put it on mute or turn it off completely. Oh my God, unplug, what? Well, you're here, so you might as well, right? And we're going to go into maybe like, you know, it's a few minutes anyways. It could go up to, sometimes it goes up to 20, 30 minutes. And somebody said to me, I never meditated for more than a couple of minutes. But when I come on to Power Time Practice, I feel the presence of Dr. Pillai. And I just said, yay, you will experience him because he's in the space. He's like a guardian angel, only big time. He's the power source. So we're going to feel that power source, if we haven't started to already, start to connect with us and envelope us, like be like a bubble all around us. And then that energy is protecting us while we're doing, creating this runway. So we've got Ganesha at the root chakra, the bottom of our spine. We've got Vishnu in the heart. We've got Ganesha again in the third eye. We've got Shiva in the third eye. And we've got Lakshmi in the third eye, also pumping in the energy down into our heart and connecting with Vishnu, who wants to fulfill our desires, whatever it is that we want to manifest.